hello, hello, and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today that trusts the choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday, and previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between every Saturday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. And of course, your host, James J., alongside Carlito Yachts.
Them WrestleMania tickets are getting to be like Taylor Swift tickets, and I don't like that.
Same here. And we will definitely be, that's definitely on the bracket today. That being said, it was a good week for Wrestling With as we interviewed Jake Lupa on Tuesday and Rainey on Wednesday. Two incredible interviews from the same region, I should say. Um, Fight Club Finland, FCF. Definitely go check them out and check out our interviews in the archives if you haven't already. I couldn't recommend them enough. This upcoming Monday, yep, back to Monday, end of the month, we have Lord Philip Ryzen on the show. From our good friends in Sweden. We talk about wrestling Vegan Thunderbolt, a Bell from Hell match, a TLC match, rivalries that he's had, and a little, what's it called, Dungeons and Dragon action as well. So definitely a not want to miss interview with Philip. This upcoming Wednesday, no, this upcoming Tuesday, I should say, we have Pixel. Um, the first ever female pro wrestler from South Korea that was actually trained in Korea. We talk about that. We talk about her relationship with her coach. We talk about cosplay, which is actually how she got into pro wrestling in the first place. We talk about her ferrets, and we talk about the other female wrestlers that she's currently in rivalry with and competing against and training with. So definitely want to see that as well. And then this upcoming Wednesday we have Anna Kid Ash, the daughter of friend of the show Corvus. We talk about her current injury, big matches against Angel Blue, friend of the show, competing for Dustin Rhodes' school. That one time she worked at not Jimmy John's and a hell of a lot more, but don't take my word for it. Here's some clips of those interviews now.
Well, there's always some fun things happening whenever, well, the local shows, the Stockholm Wrestlings and the Freedom Pros, like when they have the local show, there's always a fun thing when we carry the rings and stuff from the training, from our training area. It's basically something that we've always said is that if we are managed to get the all the ring equipment and everything, if it all manages to get smoothly from our training area to the venue, then someone is going to get injured at the show. Because it's almost like a curse. I keep bringing it up whenever I assist in that, whenever I have the time, and I mean, luckily it doesn't always come to pass, but sometimes it does, and that sadly makes the curse a bit justified.
And there was one guy who was talking to all the wrestlers. He was really excited. And then he comes to me and he's like, "Oh, are you a ring girl?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not. And before I can answer again, he's like, you should be a ring girl. I think you'd be really good at it. And then he just kind of like pats me on the shoulder and walks away. I'm like, wait, come back. Like, no, I'm a wrestler. Watch my match. Damn it. Like, women can wrestle too. So, I hope you watch my match, because later on he actually found me on Instagram and he's like, oh my god, I didn't know you were a wrestler. I was like, yeah, he didn't give me a chance to say anything.
Why haven't you tag teamed with Pika Dude?
Pika Dude? Okay, so I I want to make that happen. I think that would be such a fun match. Ash and Pika Dude, that'd be so great.
Of course.
I honestly don't know why it happened. It should have happened already, to be completely honest. I think Pika Dude's been on a little bit of a hiatus. But I think he should come back for one tag match with me, because it would just be perfect. Like, I'd even wear an Ash Ketchum hat. Like, I would make it work.
Alright, and just for everybody to know, all three of these interviews are a part of our 4-year anniversary of interviews. 4 years ago, our first interview was with Whiskey John, and now 4 years later, 350 interviews later, Lord Philip Ryzen, Pixel, and Anarchid Ass. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for everything that you've done to kind of keep us going and providing you with great listening and great interviews. November 4th, we have Thomas Ramsey. On the 5th, we have Shameka. On the 12th, we have Ken Pyro. On the 13th, we have Adrian Gomez. On the 19th, we have Kiki Van Gogh. And on the 20th, we have Cahigas. So, November already filling up fast as well. Keep in tune with our social media at Wrestling with E, both on X and Instagram, for information on who we're interviewing. But I think I put us over enough. No, Kaliko?
I mean, it's a never ending. We're always over, sir. You can't put over something that's already over.
For sure. And it's one thing of going over, and there's another of running somebody over. It's a great day for wrestling, because we are wrestling with the news, and the first bit of news we have this week is the tickets for WrestleMania 41 went on sale yesterday, I believe. Well, there was a pre-sale as well.
Yeah, pre-sale was like Wednesday.
Yeah. Depending on if you had the code, spoiler alert, everybody had the fucking code.
Yes.
And tickets started at $450 for nosebleed seats. That's just to get into like the last tier. Because of Ticketmaster's scamming. I mean, dynamic pricing.
Scamming.
That went to the 450 skyrocketed to a $1,600, which is 75% over the original price. Which is honestly kind of scummy, if I'm being completely honest. Okay, let's say, and that's not without the all the fees and taxes as well. The handling fees, the
service fee,
we fuck you up the ass fee, the here's a hepatitis fee, all those fees.
You stole the pre-sale code fee.
Yeah, yeah. So first and foremost, let's start with the 450 mark, because that seems like a really high fucking number for to start with. I mean, yeah, you're gonna get those types of prices when you're going through scalpers, but not necessarily when you go through, Ticketmaster or Access. You know what I mean?
As the WrestleMania attending veteran on this panel, damn, I feel like I'm old. I'm giving my age away right there. Personally, I'm rather disappointed. However, considering I've been to WrestleManias a lot, this was par for the course. Because they know, and the only thing I hate with the dynamic pricing, because they seem to upcharge the sections where people are going to want it the most, which are mostly those center sections, right?
Right.
I think that's what really pisses me off about it. And the problem my biggest problem with this is that, like, a person who has kids and they live in Vegas, they're priced out now.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. It's a huge problem. It's not, okay, I'll say this. It's a problem in the aggregate, in the initial. And the reason I tell, and I can only speak from my experience, because me personally, I'm in the minority where I don't get those tickets during the pre-sale or the week of, or the first month of, because it's that everyone's dealing with FOMO.
Right.
And everybody's just going to get it just to get in the building. And what happens is, when they release those tickets, they don't even release all the tickets. Because in this case, think about it. They're just releasing them on 2-day combos. So they're trying to get everybody into the 2-day combo bit. And then I'd say about maybe 2 or 3 months later, that's when they're going to go individual. And then that's not even including when they release tickets once the stage is complete, because this is pre-stage design.
Yeah, though if you were on the site map, it wasn't necessarily specific of where the stage was going to be.
Right, because they have to. I mean, they have the general consensus of how it's going to look, but once the stage is built, that's when more tickets come out. Me personally, I always wait till right around the Rumble, or I wait till the Rumble, or like right around February, because that's when that's when I can find a seat that I want. And this is just a tip for all my people out there. Sometimes just wait till the last minute. I mean, I can only put SummerSlam in this context, because keep in mind, SummerSlam, when those tickets first came out, Jesus Christ, and those were high. And I waited till like the day before, and I got ringside tickets for $500. So I mean, there is it's a trade-off thing, right? Are you willing to do it just to get it, to say that you got it and you got it out the way? Because most people are working on their anxieties, right?
Right.
Or they do it just to get that anxiety out of the way. The fact that, because they personally feel like, well, shit, if I got to pay this much now, I could only imagine when it's a third-party site, right?
Right.
So that's where I kind of hate Ticketmaster for it, because if that price is already high, so let's say $1,600 for the nosebleeds, that ticket is going for 2 days is going to be an easy $4,000 on StubHub, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it kind of gouges us a bit. So I wait. I'm a patient guy. because I usually wait to get the ticket price I want. Because keep in mind, people buy tickets, and then next thing you know, and this is another thing too, because the scalpers do that too. They buy the tickets, and they're just holding and holding and holding and holding. But the market is going to keep it going down and down and down and down. The only time that didn't happen to when I tried to get tickets was WWE Day 1, and that was because I guess everyone kind of figured The Rock was going to be there.
Yeah.
So that's the only time. But even then, here, people are buying 2-day tickets, and a majority of them probably want to see Roman and Rock, which we assume that's night 2.
Depending on
we
how they decide to do things.
could be night 1.
Right.
Cena's final match could be night 2, could be night 1. So I tell people, just if you're gonna go, if you really can't afford the double tickets, wait for the card to play out for the night that you really want to go to. Me personally, I think night 1 is usually like pretty goddamn good.
Yeah.
Night 1 is usually the better night of the two, in my opinion.
I definitely agree with that.
But and night 2 gives you the bigger payoff. Night 1 you get the better matches.
Yes.
And that's where, so it's just a matter of what you prefer, or do what I do. I wait till the last minute, and next thing you know, they got floor seats for $150, and I just take advantage. I mean, but that's what I say. Don't feel, for the people who are really, really trying to who really want to go and they feel like they're priced out, don't give up hope. Just stack your bread, watch how the market goes, and that's not just including Ticketmaster. Watch how the market goes with StubHub. Watch how the market goes with all the third-party sites, because what's happening is it's going to be high now because everybody's getting them now. This is the hot ticket, if you will. It's gonna dip a bit, and then the Royal Rumble's gonna happen, and then they're gonna find out who's gonna be in the main event or the championship match. It might spike a little bit, but keep in mind, when it spikes, that's when they're gonna split it, and then they're gonna go, okay, night 1 tickets on sale, night 2 tickets on sale. So where you can piecemeal it. And then it'll dip and dip and dip and dip, and as it gets closer to the show, I mean, you'll get tickets. I think me personally, I've done it. 39, me and my kid, we literally drove to LA, no tickets. I spent at best $700 for both nights.
It's not really a matter of like if you can get tickets or if you can or can't. It's really a matter of can you afford tickets, because usually and I know economy-wise we've gone so far off the rails it's not even funny, but going from tickets start at $25 to tickets start at $40, tickets start at $60, tickets starting at $450 without dynamic pricing. That's
I think
fucking ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but I think this is just to get the people who, because there are people who probably stack their bread to get to this point, and they're going to get it regardless. For the people who kind of thought it was going to be that way and it's not that way, I'm saying don't give up the hope, because me personally, I've seen it happen. The market right now, the market is inundated. The market, this is the highest it's going to be, because everybody, and it's going to hold for a while. It's just the patience. I tell people, just be patient, be patient, be patient, be patient. And I juxtapose that with my, I had a friend who those, and this is what the people who are most susceptible to buying them, first time WrestleMania goers.
Right.
Because the first timers, it's like, I can't, that feeling of I cannot miss it. Especially if you live in Vegas, you wasn't able to go to LA for some reason, you weren't able to go to Phoenix, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those people are going to be the people that I'm talking to as far as like, just hold it. Because I had a friend, it was his first WrestleMania, 39. Never forget, I told him, wait, just wait. He couldn't wait because he was just, oh, I got to get it. He ended up getting section in the, let's say, in the hundreds. And I want to say in the 100 risers. And I think he spent like 5 or 7 because he got the package. And then he's like, and then next thing you know, he saw me on the floor and he was like, how the fuck you get on the floor? Like, bro, I told you to wait. I paid $300 night 1. And night 1 was Usos, Sammy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, shit. And then night 2, even better. I mean, but so I tell people don't feel discouraged with this pricing. It fucking sucks because WWE should know better. 10 years ago, those tickets, my first WrestleMania was 10 years ago. 10 years ago, those tickets were, and that was in New Orleans 600s. I was able to get like 4 tickets for like $200. But granted, it was a one night show. But
forget about 2 years ago. Forget about 10 years ago. 2 years ago, WrestleMania 39. I got two tickets for 2 nights, so that's 4 tickets for less than what they're charging for the nosebleeds at the 1,600 mark.
Right.
So I mean that was literally 2 years ago, and it feels like WWE is low key. You know, this is a glamour thing now. You have to be rich to go to WrestleMania. You have to be somebody. You can't just be, your average Joe that comes off the street. And, I kind of feel low-key that, despite, personal transgressions, Vince McMahon would have never done that.
I beg to differ, but I see, because this is the first WrestleMania in the TKO era, if you will.
Wasn't the last one was the TKO era?
Well, I'm talking about, the last one was like when it was it finalized by that time?
Yeah. I mean, Rock was on the board, and Triple H and Vince was kicked out. So yeah.
Okay. So, well, belay my last. But to me, I think it has something to kind of do with the UFC in a sense, because UFC tickets usually kind of go around that. And I know because I go to both. UFC tickets usually kind of are in that realm. It's one of those where it's a spectacle. I understand how you feel about that part, and I will never say, hey, they're going to do what I'm never going to say that's right. I'm telling people just there are strategies. So don't think that, don't think because they want it now that you have to do it now. Just be patient, and the pricing that you want will come. I mean, what I did was, go to StubHub, set an alert. I will not buy a ticket no less than this price in this section. And sure enough, alerts will come. They may not come when you want it, but just be prepared when it's time to strike. Because the moment you're ready, you got to go.
There definitely seems like there was an outcry on social media that dynamic pricing not included, that these are some ridiculous prices. Going from
fucking ridiculous.
$40, price, $40 for a ticket to $450. That's more than 100% on. And I think it's just kind of tone deaf, especially of where we are in the world today, to charge that much money when you kind of know people are struggling.
I mean, to their this is the only thing I'm gonna, and I'll never defend this pricing. To their defense, 2 nights, in the nosebleeds is still cheaper than one night at the Super Bowl in the nosebleeds.
I mean, you don't give a fuck about the Super Bowl.
but what I'm doing is I look at, because this is what I do. I'm looking at pricing throughout the spectrum of sports, right?
No, I get what you mean.
So what I'm saying is, even though we're pissed because the community has a right to be pissed. I look at all of it and I'm like, damn, that's bad. And then I already know these Super Bowl tickets that was probably in Vegas was easily $5-6 grand just to high five Jesus in that same spot. So I mean, I'm looking at it from context, and I'm also telling people, hey, that doesn't mean you got to buy it. Just wait your time. I promise y'all, wait y'all time. In fact, I should do like I'm gonna have a little journey with this, because I got to get 4 tickets because I got to get two nights for me and my kid. So I will personally do a journey where I record myself doing a journal of like how the market's looking and when to strike. Because to me, I'm all about getting people to the outcome that they want.
All right. Well, speaking of people not getting the outcome they want, Jey Uso dropped the Intercontinental Championship on Raw after like what, 3-4 weeks as champion. So yeah, that definitely happened. It's just it's so funny how I wasn't a big fan of Jey winning the championship in the first place. Like when he it was just a random Raw, like we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And now that he lost the championship, I'm once again not really not liking the outcome of that either. So I just feel like they're kind of half in, half out, kind of scrambling to a degree. Like this is kind of, Triple H's booking has been pretty solid. But if I'm being completely honest, this is looking more like Vince McMahon booking. No?
Nope. What did I tell y'all? Y'all wanted them in War Games, right?
Right.
Y'all wanted them to come on home, right? Right. So and I kept telling y'all, if he's the champion, he cannot do it because there's an obligation with the championship. So there has to be a reason for him to do it. Now he has his reason to do it, because his reason was not going to be to reconcile with Roman. His reason is going to be to get revenge for them fucking him over. And that's literally the whole premise of him being in it. I told y'all this, and y'all looked at me like, oh, he's going to be in it. And I'm like, he can't be in it and be the champion. He cannot. Because it kind of overshadows everything, and it kind of it doesn't placate into the story of him walking in as a champion.
I mean, I do feel like, it does make sense, from a storyline perspective, obviously. But I feel like it could have been done better. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Nope. That was the way it had to be done, where they fucked him over with the title. Here was the problem with him. And he's kind of in the story with him is kind of like, in the sense like, he didn't want to be in it anyway, and he feels like he went out of his way to even talk to Solo.
Right.
And he caught hell just for that. So that's the plot. Like, that's the underlying plot, because it's like, damn, I told y'all I didn't want anything to do with this. I'm just telling y'all, chill. And now I'm catching this hell. Oh yeah, it's on. See, that's how I see it. But
what about Braun Breaker? I mean, we made all this big whoop-de-doo and huff over him, and he got his crowning moment at SummerSlam, fighting Sammy or beating Sammy, and then it kind of seemed anticlimactic that he lost to Jey and a random Raw, and now has the championship. He lost the championship, and now he gained the championship. But obviously, it was in clusterfuckery, means. I kind of feel like it hurts him a bit. Am I wrong for feeling that way?
I don't think it's gonna hurt him. It's just it didn't hurt him because the problem was people thought it was gonna hurt him, but now see we're looking at it now, or we're looking at everything piece to piece instead of the whole story, right?
Right.
So look at the whole story. He had the title. The story easily is he probably underestimated Jey, said he was going to be, tipped his hat to him and became the better man, pretty much kind of played him to get kind of played him as in the sportsmanship type of deal, knowing that he was just wanting to get his title back. And now he got the title back. I think it kind of made him in a meaner sense. And it wasn't like he appreciated them getting in his way too, because him and Jacob had a little. So
yeah,
you see what I'm saying. So it's not this thing where Braun is just, oh, I'm happy I won the belt because of the bloodline. It's like, bitch, you kind of got in my way, and that's what he needs to be, because he's this guy where he's a prideful dude. His character is very prideful,
right?
Especially to the point where someone else is interfering in what he needs to do. Now, granted, he'll take the win, but that doesn't mean he likes what happened, because he's the type of person where he wants to win it on his own merit. He's trying to be this dominant, I'll fuck you up, Brock Lesnar-ish type guy.
Right. Well, it's definitely Survivor Series is starting to shape up, to say the least. Somebody that won't be there is Samantha Irvin. She has departed WWE. It came to a shock by a lot of people, not just fans, but people internally in WWE as well. Ricochet has already said on social media, don't expect her to come to AEW, but, that doesn't, stop from...
That ain't gonna stop people from blaming his ass. I already know where you go with that.
Yeah. So, personally, I didn't have that much of a connection to Samantha Irvin. I did not think she was as good of an announcer as people said she was. I get that she was just very much liked, and that's completely fine. But yeah, what are your thoughts on Samantha Irvin leaving WWE?
They liked her because she was pretty and she had yams. Let's be honest. It is shocking, especially. But then again, she's more of an artist, and I think being in the WWE can be a grind for most people. That people don't think so. If you don't think so, go look up. I impose people to look up Glassdoor. Then you can get like job reviews about WWE, and they are like 3.5 to 3.8 average. And the number one thing people say, it's a fucking grind. And it is in a sense because you're always on a swivel, you're always moving, you're always on the go. So I could see her. What, she probably did this for 4 years, touring, and even with
maybe more.
about four, probably even more considering NXT. So you think it's 4 years touring, going out, being around about, and for ladies in general, it's a toll because you kind of just want to be at the crib. Even a once a week schedule, it's a bitch because she seems like the type of person that's more into music.
Right. And I believe that's was her reason for leaving, is she wanted to pursue her music more.
Yes, and music is a full-time, like, that's a 24/7 thing, because she had done it with WWE for sure, while still being there for sure. I think that she just feels like she wouldn't have been able to give it her all as much as she should with WWE. So, I mean, to me, if that's her reason, more power to her. The first thing when everybody said she was leaving, everybody was saying, "God damn it, Ricochet, it's your fault. You're just gonna catch his hell, my guy. I don't. Hey, I know it ain't your fault, but you gonna catch this heat because somebody they gonna want to blame somebody. But in all seriousness, I mean, more power to her. Good luck to her. I mean, y'all got Lillian back, so hey, it's I mean, it's a decent trade in a sense.
Yeah, like Lillian Garcia back. I'm not upset about that. I
don't think a lot of people are upset about it. If it was somebody they didn't know, it would probably be like, "What the fuck?" So it's just,
I wouldn't mind if they maybe brought Tony Chimmel back.
He ain't coming back. Yeah. I mean, John Roberts coming back would have been cool, but I mean,
if they got the Ricci brought out and brought Howard Finkel back, that would have been low-key cool.
I mean, yeah, bring him back from the dead like Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
I mean, bring back Gorilla while you at it.
Will you stop
and
it?
Bobby. Bring back Gorilla and Bobby. And Scooter. See, let's bring everybody back. It's Halloween. Let's bring them all back, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, Scooter will be like, yeah, no, I'm good where I am.
Nah, he'll come back, especially when the Mets were this close to this World Series. He'll bring his ass back.
I would definitely like to bust his balls about the Mets, Yankees, in the World Series.
I'm just saying, he'll bring his ass back for the Mets. Don't play him. Don't play him like that. But yeah, all in all, though, good luck to her. Whatever she does, I hope I'm pretty sure she'll succeed. Maybe she saw what happened to when Elias released the album and was like, "Fuck all that." I mean, you can't get the motive, man. People's motives, but shit. Good luck to her and hope Godspeed.
I think her biggest contribution to WWE as of now is Chelsea Green.
I mean, the Cody call.
I mean, that's one call.
That's a good call.
I mean, it was a good call at the time, but like, do you want your announcers to get emotional?
No, them dresses.
But yeah. Well, we will see what happens to Samantha. Wish her the best in what she does. We are probably expecting her to be on Only Wrestlers soon as well.
Oh God! If she's on there, she's breaking the internet. I'm just letting you know that now. She was breaking the internet with just like bikini pics and semi-nude pics. I can only imagine if she's on Only Wrestlers. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean,
These,
Sabu's making
these.
a killing off his titty pics.
Oh gosh, Sabu's making a kicks. You know what? Shit.
I will never let that go.
Jesus, Sabu titty pics. I'm done.
Yep. Speaking of titty pics, Kevin Owens.
Oh gosh.
That's such a fucking weird transition.
Weird segue, sir.
Yes,
Very
I
weird.
agree with this. Um, it was reported earlier this year that Kevin Owens' contract was coming up around this time. People in WWE have it was kind of talked about, reported on that Kevin signed a contract back in August, I believe. But WWE has kept the information a secret. It also was, it is now being reported that they're saying that WWE did not re-sign Kevin Owens, and that they are still in negotiations with him for the simple fact that they want Dave Meltzer to report on it and say that he has a chance of going to AEW to kind of discredit Uncle Dave. Like, Dave Meltzer will say, "Oh, he's available. AEW's talking to him," and then WWE is like, "No, we signed him. He's still with us." That's what's being reported. I kind of feel like that's pretty petty. I mean,
Really?
I feel like WWE doesn't necessarily need to do that. Dave, he discredits himself every time he talks at this point, so he don't need WWE's help at this point. I think it's kind of a stupid way of looking at it if it is indeed true and not just a rumor and innuendo.
That's true, but sometimes they do shit to be petty and prove a point. And it's them being like, you think you know, but you don't know. But then again, Dave is also like Mr. AEW, so it's hard for him to know. I mean, based on his star rating,
Yeah,
you should see how he rolls. So, I mean, it's nothing new in that regard.
it's we could pretty much say that Kevin Owens is definitely WWE. Right?
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
He's not going anywhere anytime soon.
He ain't going nowhere. He's got a set schedule. He's on set money. He's never been below mid card ever.
And
since
I mean, he's in currently a rivalry with Cody Rhodes. I mean, the biggest star that they have.
I mean, honestly, it's a triangle between him, Cody, and Randy. So yeah, he's easily, because I mean, the only reason I say that because him and Randy are facing each other at Crown Jewel. So
Right.
He's always facing top tier stars. Yeah, he's not. Yeah, no, he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
He good. He good.
Somebody that might not be good. Carlito, Caribbean Cool, and Hot Roto. If you watched Monday Night Raw on, Monday, I kind of gave that away already. There was a segment with Carlito, Io Shirai and Kairi Sane were arguing with Adam Pearce. They speak Japanese, clearly. Carlito comes in while they're leaving. They're still grumbling, and Carlito makes the comment, "I gotta learn Chinese." I saw Raw. I did hear that. I kind of chalked it up as, did he actually know that they were Japanese rather than Chinese? But the WWE is saying we're not happy with the line as it was an ad lib. Um, what are your thoughts on it?
I, I just honestly, it was a line to show his ignorance. It was supposed to have been him humiliating himself due to his ignorance, right? That's how I took it, because, and I can only say this from experience, I had a story time.
Okay.
So I went to we went. I was first coming to California. First coming to Cali. Went to a sushi spot. Asked them for orange chicken. They looked at me like, "Bro, that is so Chinese." You see what I'm saying? So it my ignorance became a joke of everything, right? So I guess because I was in that situation, I could see it from that perspective. I could also see people taking it wrong.
Right.
So I'm not saying just blow it off. I think it was a joke that just didn't land well, and rather than just going, okay, it didn't land well, move on, they're piling it as someone being racist or bigoted or whatever the case may be, right? So that's where I see it as, and just bad joke that landed.
Let me ask you this: if our troop said that line, would we be having this conversation?
No, we would not be having this conversation.
Right, because I mean, this is coming from a world of Tom and Nick Mysterio, so like it's in his character to get those things wrong.
Right, and he's trying to push himself as that Latin R-Truth, and the problem is he doesn't have the credibility of that at like R-Truth.
Right, and I mean, I never saw Carlito as, the dumb guy or the guy that gets things wrong. He's the cool guy. It's literally, his thing. I don't. If they are doing something different with the character, I don't necessarily like that. Um, he's just the dumb little buddy to the what are they called? The Judgment Day. You know what
I mean, he was kind of in that role anyway, because I told you he's the bottom lackey, because Dom is with JD is not the lackey anymore. JD used to be the lackey.
Yeah.
And then R-Truth came, and he was the lackey for a bit. But when R-Truth left, JD.
Of Judgment Day.
sir, as long as I'm pretty sure that merch moving, he was part of the Judgment Day. Anyways.
I mean, yeah, he said that with Priest. So yeah, that was.
Yeah. There you go. See, so he was Judgment Day, sir. but then when he left, JD became the lackey. They kicked Priest out, so now it's Finn and JD are kind of like, I'm not gonna say. I mean, they say it's no leaders, but to be quite honest, they're co-leaders in this whole thing, and they're trying to set Carlito up in this comedy love angle with Raquel.
Right.
So that's and. I mean, it's something new, something a side of him that no one probably got to see, because I mean, he did have a little bit of comedy, but nothing like the R-Truth-ish style. And it makes sense for someone like Carlito to kind of be in a culture shock, because keep in mind, he went from LWO to Judgment Day Goth Rock. that's like going from Oakland and living in New York City. It's going to be a culture shock.
Fair enough. I don't think, like I said, I don't think it's as big of a deal as maybe people are making of it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It was
either.
just a bad joke at the wrong time.
Yep.
Alright, talking about bad jokes, Drew Gulak is back on the independent scene. He did an event with, Beyond Wrestling. He got in a confrontation with, friend of the show, Masha Slamovich, and he asked her if, she ever felt uncomfortable with him being around, and did he ever bully her or make her feel threatened in the locker room? Obviously referring to that, the reason he got fired to WWE was being a bully in the NXT locker room. The allegations from Ronda Rousey, which were just weird in general, and kind of playing all of that into a storyline. I get where he's going with it. But do you really want to have a storyline where you have allegations against you when you do have allegations against you in, the real world?
I mean, art imitates life, and in this instance, I can see him trying to do it to make a way to clear his name. So, I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, it is a very wrestling thing to, art imitates life. Always kind of has been. But a lot of people are saying that's really poor taste, that it's not something he should have done. I mean, to each their own. Maybe it was too soon, but we'll see what Beyond does, because they are on the smaller side of they're on the bigger side of the independents, and I don't necessarily see them wanting to get into heat for something like that.
I mean, they wouldn't have put it on if they didn't want to get in the heat.
I mean, if that was true, that other company in New York would have brought in Velveteen Dream.
True. I mean, it is. I mean, everybody has a right to make their living, and whether people feel like, and I know this is totally off script. Everyone is human. People make mistakes. There's good and evil in everyone. People fuck up. As long as they atone for it, try to do their best to make it right by their standards and by society standards. Yes, you can kind of keep the little judgment on them, but that doesn't give you the right to exclude them from society as a one, because it's almost like it's a zero tolerance policy, and I hate, and that's something I don't ascribe to, because I always tell people, don't think you're Batman, because there's a Batman and Joker in all of us. It's just a matter of which one we constantly listen to.
Right. Alright, and that brings us to our last bit of news. Delta has made her WWE NXT debut on NXT TV. She has a new name. She has a new gimmick. WWE tried to get the name Delta for her so she can be Delta in WWE. But Delta Airlines had something to say about that, and they bitch stopped WWE.
Yeah, Delta. I mean, I got a friend who works with Delta. I'm like, motherfucker, you need to quit tripping. But anyway.
that's not out of, new names for new wrestlers isn't, out of the realm of WWE. They gave her a new name. I don't actually remember what it is at this time. I don't have it on my notes.
Zarya.
Zarya. Yeah, Zarya Airlines is gonna be pissed at her. Um, she made her debut in the last couple of seconds before NXT went off the air. Depending on where you live, those last 20 seconds were preempted, cutting her debut off. So, not everybody that saw NXT saw Zarya's debut.
Entrance.
Yeah.
But anyone with Twitter probably seen it, so.
I mean, true, but, you want that first initial reaction, no?
True.
You know, when somebody debuts, obviously WWE was not happy with all of this happening. Usually when WWE isn't happy with a debut of a pro wrestler or something of this nature, it's usually on the performer. I don't remember a time when somebody debuted and everything that went wrong with the debut was on the company rather than the performer.
True, but that also happens to be because keep in mind, them being live in one city, it comes on in another city, so therefore the time crunch is a lot tighter. So, being on the West Coast, you're not getting the live version, you're getting a taped version of the live version.
True, but, it seems like WWE is kind of fucking up in some senses.
Yeah, they could have. They're fucked up in the sense that they should have, if that was going to be their emphasis, they should have allowed more time for it to get to it.
Right.
I agree with that, and I also can say how CW works in, let's say they were in Philly. Let's just say they were in Philly. CW working in Philly live is going to be totally different how CW is working in LA.
Right.
And just for I can make an example. So let's say like when something happens on Raw Live, like a curse word or whatever the case may be, East Coast gets that live feed off the rip. By the time it gets to Cali on the West Coast and we're watching it, and I put quotation marks live, that's already been edited out.
Right.
So the thing that we're supposed to be looking for is already been wiped clean.
Right.
So that tells me that's a local network thing catching it. Because they're not getting it live. It's not like it's broadcasting live. It's not like the NFL where it's broadcasting live all across that channel throughout the whole United States.
Right. Usually we give a lot of praise to WWE.
Oh yeah, no, they fucked that up. Because if what they should have done is they should have gave that 10-minute buffer for her.
Right.
Regardless.
But no, what I'm saying is usually we're pretty, favorable to WWE. We praise WWE for a lot of the decisions they make, especially in this new Triple H era. This was not a good week for WWE. Whether it was Jey Uso dropping the title, Samantha Irvin leaving, Carlito, the WrestleMania tickets, Delta's botch debut. This was just a really bad. I don't want to say messed up. They fell flat on their fucking faces this week.
Yeah, it's been a rough week, and it's been a rough week because it didn't help. Well, Jey losing the title, I'm not gonna give him. I give him less grace because I understood what happened,
Right.
and with what happened on SmackDown tonight, it even made way more fucking sense. See, this is what I was trying to tell y'all. So that I consider that a wash. The WrestleMania tickets, hell yeah, that's on them. This debut shit, yeah, it was on them. And they need to just, I mean, the same way we get in their ass, they just got to get better. And I'm pretty sure they're going to get better. It's just a matter of, hey man, every week can't be the best week. They fucked it up. As long as they learn from it and move on and lower them goddamn ticket prices for the people that really want to go, then most people will be happy. Because, I mean, Jey ain't getting that title again, as you can see from last night. So
Right.
he might get a rematch, but, I mean...
From your Matt to Triple H's ears.
I mean, it ain't going to happen. The Usos are back.
No, I mean about the ticket prices going down.
Oh, they're going to go down just because the market is going to... I mean, they're going to go down eventually because the demand is going to be... as it get... So, damn, I'm going back on this. So the algorithm is going to make those prices go down eventually. Because it makes no sense because some people can have a price for $5,000, but eventually, let's say in January, it's going to be like, okay, no one bought this ticket. The algorithm's going to push it down to 3. And then as it get closer, it's just going to keep slashing it. To the point, because prime example, you remember when Access used to have those VIP tickets, and they used to be like $200?
Yeah.
So WrestleMania 33, that you were able to get the day of Randy Orton Access VIP tickets for $50, because the algorithm is pushing it down, because it makes no sense to try to push a price up. You know what I'm saying? As the event's getting closer, unless it's like a once in a lifetime event, like the Kendrick Lamar pop out, or something like that, something where it's like one time and one time only.
Right. All right. That will conclude our coverage of the news. And now a quick word from our sponsors.
So, Rogue Energy, the only gaming drink company in the world with 4 unique product lines to suit your task at hand, whether it be juices, shakes, smoothies, and everything else in between. Their low-calorie, no-sugar energy formula is the perfect alternative to sugar-filled canned energy drinks and sodas. Their extreme formula provides the most energy, focus, and sports performance possible. Their hydration line offers focus, ingredients without the added caffeine. Drink it anytime you're thirsty. And their shake formula is so delicious. Who doesn't love a cookies and cream, 0-calorie energy milkshake? First and foremost, they've designed every Rogue product line with performance and effectiveness in mind. It is critical that you look at the nutrition panels of drinks when comparing options. There are countless off-brands out there that are presenting low-quality, poorly dosed formulas that amount to expensive caffeine water. Every formula they produce is designed with optimal levels of high-quality ingredients. Additionally, you won't find a powdered gaming drink brand that dissolves better. No need to have chalky textures in your drink. Their taste profiles are unmatched, specifically designed for gamers, athletes, students, entrepreneurs, people with hectic schedules, individuals with low energy, podcasters who can't shut up, people who are health conscious, and so much more. Great as both a pre-workout and as a coffee energy drink replacement. Specifically designed every Rogue product line to be the best gaming drink on the planet. Rogue Energy, more focus, more wins.
Use promo code WrestlingWithE for 10% off your next purchase.
And we are wrestling with TNA Bound for Glory. It's later today, in Detroit, Michigan.
Bound for Glory? Really?
In the
We're wrestling with Bound for Glory?
Yeah, why not?
We wrestling with TNA. Wait. Let me time out. You literally just said that? I just had to make sure that I heard. what I heard.
You know, I can guarantee you we can do a preview. Whether or not we're going to do a review has yet to remain unseen. So maybe we'll do a review. Maybe we won't. Who knows?
Okay. I mean, we'll see.
Like I said, it takes place in Detroit, Michigan, Wayne State Fieldhouse, which is just a basketball court that holds 3,000 people. So, you know, if they can indeed sell that out, that's great for them. If they're not, then they have fucking problems. But it's TNA, so obviously they have problems.
Why they got problems?
Because they're TNA.
How dare you?
I know that you didn't look at the card. I mean, why would you?
I'm looking at this card. Because when you said Bound for Glory, I was like, wait a minute. I mean, other than Joe Hendry, who the fuck we gonna be talking?
I mean, for them, this isn't a bad card. I mean, this is as pretty as solid as they could possibly do, for being TNA. But what are your thoughts?
I'm looking at it now. I guess. I guess. Okay, I guess. Let's get into it. Let's go.
We got a singles match. Josh Alexander, the dancing weapon. He's fighting Steve Macklin. Yeah, this is Josh Alexander 100%.
I mean, considering he's the heel, he would have to, right?
Alexander's the heel?
Yes.
I mean, when did he turn?
I mean, it was a minute, but I mean, because keep in mind, remember when he won the title and, you know, and everybody was happy, then he lost and he kept trying to give it a good crack and he just got tired of it. So now he's the heel. See, I keep up a little bit, but God damn it, sir.
All right. Well, who do you say wins?
It would have to be Alexander. I mean, because it's Alexander. Alexander got to get the win.
What?
When it comes to heel turns, the win validates it.
We have the NXT, the TNA X Division Championship.
You might as well.
Spedball Mike Bailey versus El Hijo del Vikingo. This is just a GCW match, if I'm being completely honest.
I mean, it is. I mean, I'm just. I'm assuming Bailey's gonna win.
Yeah, they're not giving Micro Mini Rey Mysterio the title.
Isn't he still with TNA? Oh no, AEW. AEW.
Who the fuck knows?
I don't know.
I think he's AAA.
I know he's AAA, but you know it's all.
Yeah,
I mean,
selling car insurance, dealing with alcoholics.
I know, right? You know,
yeah.
Giving senior citizens travel agent discounts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, doing God's work. TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championships. Fire, Jody Dredd and Danny Luna versus Rosemary and Wendy. Choo choo.
Did you just yell Hakua?
Well, it's Spitfire.
I know, but sir, that phrase took a whole different meaning in 2024, if you catch my drift. So yeah, let's just stick with Spitfire.
Fair enough.
Uh, especially because the girl got, we don't want to get sued because she has a podcast called Let Me Talk to You. So, yeah, we don't want to get into
Oh,
that.
God.
Oh, yes. Hey, get Instagram famous, and next thing you know, get a podcast. Anyways, this is interesting because, I mean, Chew coming back. I think they would pull the trigger and give it to Rosemary and Chew because I don't think they have anything to compete for in WWE when it comes to tag titles because they, for some dumb reason, usurped the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships, and then they start bringing up fucking cliques and goddamn factions like it's nobody's business. I don't get it, but whatever. That's something I don't like about WWE too, because they got a roster of women's wrestlers and only 2 titles for them to go after. Anyways, but in this case, I think it would be a good showing for Chew and Rosemary. I'm looking for the upset. Sorry, Spitfire, but I don't know. Rosemary is Chew are gonna hawk to the titles.
I know TNA is the sub to NXT in a lot of regards to their relationship, but I don't see them giving a NXT wrestler a TNA title. If Wendy Chu got released, then yeah, absolutely, they would take her in a heartbeat. Give her she'd be beating Jordan Grace as we speak. But currently under contract with WWE, I think they have a slither of self-respect. So Jody Dredd and Danny Luna, and that brings us to the TNA Knockouts World Championship. Jordan and Grace versus Macha Slamovich. Who wins, Carlito?
If the rumors are true, it would be Masha Slamovich.
I mean, which it should. I mean, like, she had this opportunity like 2-3 years ago, and I made the argument that she should have won back then. So we're in agreement, no?
We are in agreement, sir.
3-way full metal panic match for the TNA World Tag Team Championships. The System, Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards with Alicia Edwards versus the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff Hardy versus ABC. 1, 2, 3. Ace Austin and Chris Bay. Honestly, they should be ACB because Chris Bay is CB. Technically, they're double ACB.
Yeah, I mean, double A. I mean, if that's the case, it's going to be ABBA at that point. But anyways,
Dancing Queen, no more than 17.
Oh, yeah. With that being said, what's the betting odds Jeff Hardy's going to jump off something?
I feel like that would be like 100%.
There we go. So if he's jumping off something, they're not winning. I'm going to go ABC for the win.
I'm going to go with the System. Brian Myers does a lot for TNA. Eddie Edwards been there for a long minute, so we know the Hardys aren't going to stay. They're there for their cup of coffee. Maybe they're on their second cup as we speak, but
third cup. This is like the third, fourth cup for Matt. This is what his second cup. For Jeff, this is like a pitcher, like a whole fucking fucking gallon of coffee at this point.
Jeff Hardy is at the cafe. He's just keeps fill me up, bitch.
I mean, he's the goddamn barista at this point. Shit.
Yeah, and I mean, what does Chris Bay and Ace Austin have to gain? In all honesty, Chris Bay should be a singles champion.
Well, if he was a singles champion, they wouldn't have had him in this match. So therefore, he's getting his belt back.
All right. Carlito has spoken. Singles match. We got Santana Garrett versus Moose. Chocolate Moose.
No, you didn't call this dude Santana.
I'm so mean.
Yes.
But like legit, I'm happy that Mike is back in TNA. You could maybe say that that's a step backwards rather than a step forward, but maybe WWE will look at his ass at one point.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I mean, it's a step back in the sense that he's not a tag. It's a step forward to show what he can do as a singles. So it's a trade-off. He's trading it off.
I mean, this is a big profile match. I mean, Moose is, pretty synonymous with TNA at this point. So
I mean, he's the fucking man, and he's gonna be the man to beat that ass. Sorry, Mike. Moose played for the Falcons. I can't say no to Moose.
Okay, so it's more of an allegiance thing rather than who you actually think.
Well, no, because of the fact that they usually when they give the heel this match where no one can interfere, that means the heel is going to beat that ass. And that's basically what it is. It's basically he's facing them and ain't nobody gonna, kind of interfere. So it's going to be Moose on that ass. He's going to moose knuckle that dude.
I'm gonna go against the grain here, and I say Mike Santana takes the upset victory. Maybe a roll up, maybe catch him off guard, and get the W on Moose.
So he's gonna defeat the system just via roll up.
Yeah. I mean, if we're having Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards win, which is the system, and this match isn't necessarily for a title, it doesn't really hurt the system one way or the other, no?
Well, I had ABC winning, so that's why I said Moose is winning.
Okay. No, I get that. Well, from my way that this card is going, anyway. Alright. Then we have a Monsters Ball match for the Digital Media Rights Championship and International Heavyweight Wrestling Championship. Whatever company that's from. We got Pico versus Matt Cardona. Who wins, Carlito?
I'm still trying to figure out who's the champion. Is it?
Probably it's PCO.
Then Matt Cardona's gonna win. There you go. I got faith that they're gonna do the right thing. Because on this face card, on the match card, they got him looking like Sub-Zero, a beat up Sub-Zero from fucking Mortal Kombat. Matt Cardona better get this goddamn win.
I'm going to be. We're really not on the same page. I'm going with PCO. Or maybe it's just something inside me that won't allow me to choose Matt Cardona. Because he's Matt Cardona.
Well, it ain't like he's going back to WWE anytime soon. Might as well give him a title and let him work.
So if he's not going to WWE, they got time with him. There's no rush. It's okay.
He needs to build the title back up, sir.
I mean, the only thing they have to fear is losing him to NWA, and I don't think they're knocking on the door right now. They just lost their media deal with CW.
I know the NXT ain't that a bitch.
Yeah, they shouldn't have done. They shouldn't have James Mitchell doing cocaine then.
I know.
Like, I mean, it
That's
wasn't
still
even.
what. That's wild as shit, though.
I mean, if it was like literally somebody that was in a rivalry or doing something significant, but it was literally a throwaway segment. And
Hey, man.
and look at us, we're completely going off topic.
Cocaine.
Then we have
They
yeah.
had the yacht rock session. That's what it was. It was the yacht.
Then we have the main event, the last match, the TNA World Championship match. Nick Namek versus I believe in Joe Henry. He is appearing. This has to be Joe Henry, right?
It has to be. This is a WrestleMania, so yeah.
I mean, it makes the most perfect logical sense to have literally the guy that's on flaming fire, with like nuclear heat. Well, not heat, but you know, people want to see this guy. People are buying a ticket to see this guy, so might as well pull the trigger.
Well, they want to see the guy, but the problem is that the special referee is the guy that he beat, so there's gonna be some friction in that bitch.
I mean, that could easily be taken care of. I mean, you could have you know, Kazarian get knocked out, and then you know another referee come in. I mean, that's not out of the realm of possibilities.
Could be kind of like how you mean, yeah. Ref getting knocked out, and you know, kind of like how the Bloodline lost tonight, or Friday night. So, okay.
Oh. All right. I believe that will conclude our coverage of TNA Bound for Glory. Um, Maybe we'll do a review next week on the show. Maybe we won't, depending on how much time or my interest on TNA is after the end of this week. Depends on if I'm busy, if it's Thursday, and if the wind is blowing in the right direction. So, yeah, TNA does not have it going for them right now.
Oh Lord.
Alright. That'll conclude our coverage. And we are wrestling with WWE Crown Jewel. It's next Saturday at the Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, at the Mohammed Adubidu Arena.
What?
The Mohammed Adubidu Arena.
Abdo.
I don't know. If you were you able to look at the card?
Yes, of course.
I was pretty happy with this card, and I was especially.
It's okay. It's okay.
I was especially happy to see that there were 6 matches rather than the normal 5 matches that we've been getting for the last couple of months, well, the last year.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that is because of recent allegations on WWE as well. So they're you know they are pandering to the criticism, so to speak. No.
No, this is Middle East WrestleMania. They better add all the goddamn matches they can. Just saying. Just saying.
Well, let's get into it. We have the ethnic inclusion fatal four-way women's tag team championship match. We have the Fresh Princess of Bel Air and Jade Gargle versus Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. We have Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson versus Damage Control, Io Sky. And the only one on this form was Kairi Sane. Who wins, Kaliko?
Man, it's interesting, this match. They wouldn't have needed this match if they had the NXT women's tag titles, but that's a whole nother issue. It's hard. Because my heart wants to say the upset, Green and Niven. My brain is saying Cargill and Belair.
Well, I would absolutely love for Chelsea Green and Niven to win the titles. But unfortunately, I never even considered them to win this match.
Hey, I'm just saying, yeah, weirder shit has happened.
And I'm mad about that.
For the sake of normalcy, it'll probably be Bianca and Cargill.
I couldn't agree more.
Because they already had their upset of the fucking year. So they're like, two of them bitches in a year is a lot to ask for.
Right. I find it funny, they had that, they asked Triple H, why aren't there more black people on the PLEs? And, first match out, 4 black women in 1 match. Like, they're really showing off now.
Take that, DEI.
Yeah, fuck you. We got triple threat match for United States Championship. La Knight versus Andrade El Idaho versus Carmella Hayes. Carmelo, clearly black person. WWE is just kind of shoving it in their faces with this card.
Oh, y'all don't like black. Y'all say we don't like black people because keep in mind Nia Jax's half black. But yeah. That's so. I mean, it's shit. I think Seth Rollins. He's Middle Eastern.
He's Syrian, if I'm correct.
And Cody Rhodes is black.
Yes, and I mean Bronson Reed is New Zealand, so that's like,
practically black. Somebody got him. Yeah.
I would say that's more of like an indigenous, depending on where you're from in New Zealand.
If y'all want to get technical, we are all black because the Homo sapiens species, as you know it, started in goddamn Africa. So let's just take your goddamn not anthropology. Is it anthropology? Take your anthropology class. That's where we started as a species. And it started in Africa. Technically, we all black.
And
shit.
And technically, we're all Mongolian as well. Genghis Khan genes.
I don't know. I can kind of skip me, but it's okay. I might have a 10th. Who knows? I shit.
And,
but anywho's back to the match.
But Liv Morgan, definitely 100% New Jersey.
Yeah, she full-blooded Italian. Anyway,
as full-blooded Italian as Tracy Smothers.
Damn, that's wow. Wow. All right. With that being said, this screams LA Night
Yeah.
because it's impromptu. It's last minute. I think Mello and Hayes,
Mello and Hayes.
Mello and Hayes, or Mello and Andrade are gonna be, too busy with each other to.
God willing, this match doesn't spawn another best of 7 between Mello and Andrade, because that's just what we
That
need, another match
those
between them two.
those have been interesting though. I'm just saying, those have been it those have been interesting.
Too many matches with people I don't necessarily like.
Oh God.
I mean, I'm okay with Carmelo, but Andrade, he's like spoiled milk to me. I'm never
Why?
going
He's on man, that dude's been on a tear since he came back.
like I said, spoiled milk. It's not.
No.
It's
Jeez.
it's kind of over. My enthusiasm for him has dwindled, especially when we have better Mexican stars like the guy from Phantasma. Why am I blanking on his name?
Santos Escobar?
Santos Escobar. He speaks English.
What the hell they got to do?
And I mean, it gets no bigger than Dominic Mysterio.
Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, so we're in agreement. LA Knight.
LA Knight.
We got Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton. Who wins?
Ooh, Kevin Owens. Considering that I would say no contest, but in order for him to get to Cody, he's got to fuck over Randy.
But I feel like everybody's fucked over Randy this year. Randy has not won one PLE match this year.
What the fuck is he gonna gain by winning one?
I mean, it's not a matter of gaining anything, but he's like fucking Randy Orton.
Okay, if you say so.
I mean, I get what you mean, but there has to be like, I feel like there has to be a way for Kevin to get a W while also protecting Randy in the same breath. No?
Randy's Teflon. What the fuck is he? No one's gonna go, oh God, Randy lost. He's never gonna get the title. They're never gonna look at him the same. His bread is baked, sir. That concrete is hardened. Man.
Alright. Well, then I guess Kevin Owens. Then. Alright. Now we have Seth freaking Rollins versus Bronson Reed. Who wins, Carlito?
This one is interesting. Reed needs the win. Reed.
I agree. If Reed won the match with Braun Strowman, I would have probably said Seth wins this. But since Seth, fucked them over, they need to keep Bronson Reed strong. If they want him to be the monster they want him to be, then he needs to fuck up Seth Rollins in this match. And, I mean, one of the selling points of the match, the talking points, I should say, was that Seth isn't 100%. He's medically cleared, but he's not 100%. So, they could definitely play on that as well. So
True.
it's not going to hurt Seth to take an L to Bronson here. Alright. Then we have the women's inaugural WWE Women's Crown Jewel Championship. Liv Morgan um, versus Nia Jax. Who wins? Carlito.
For some odd reason, I feel like this is going to have some wacky shit in it.
Oh, 100%.
Like a Money in the Bank cash in on the Saudi Arabia world title.
Maybe
For
not
some
that
odd reason,
wonky, but yeah.
I feel like it could get that wacky. It's either going to be okay. I see either Nia winning and getting cashed in on,
Yeah.
or Liv winning, Nia telling Tiffy to cash in and she loses.
Ooh. You know, I would
Because of Nia.
You know, normally I would say that's a good possibility, but Drew McIntyre lost the Money in the Bank. I feel like if you want to keep Money in the Bank strong, you kind of have to have at least one successful cash in.
No, because the women's is practically 100% raid. So that's why I think it would be interesting, and not in this. I'm saying like this. So let's say I'm thinking Tiffy tries to cash in and loses because of Nia, gets that build up for Tiffy to possibly, I don't know, win the Royal Rumble and then go on to fight Nia.
I see what you're looking at.
I mean, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but that would be a great angle because it's a revenge angle.
Yeah, I definitely get what you're putting down. I looked at it a little bit more, um, just and it's on simpler ice. It's going to be clusterfuckery. It's going to be Liv Morgan, Raquel Gonzalez, Dominic Mysterio, Nia Jax, Tiffy.
Tiffy, it's
Yeah, they're
everybody
all
named
getting
Mama.
yeah they're all getting involved. But I can also see, Nia and Tiffy. They take everybody out. There's no Dom. There's no Raquel. Liv is ready, is good for the pickings, and then Tiffy fucks Nia over. Liv gets the W, and then Tiffy cashes in. Because I mean, Tiffany doesn't have anything to really gain by beating Liv or even cashing in on Liv, other than what you said.
Yeah, to lose
Right.
because that's been the tease. So that's why I say cash in and lose because of the tease, and it could be something to where Nia constantly is throwing that in her face.
Right. But like Nia, over the last couple of months, she's like straight up abused Tiffany.
That's my point.
And it does seem like the crowd wants a reason to cheer for Tiffy. So I don't know if she'll get that big pop reaction in Saudi Arabia. Low key, the crowd has not been the best in Saudi, but I mean, this does seem like the perfect place to pull the trigger on something like this, right?
it seemed, I would think so. I mean, because what's going to happen is, I mean, because we got to figure out what they're going to do with them in Survivor Series.
Right.
And that's where it could be this whole clusterfuckery to where they manifest all of this into a no contest to be a Survivor Series, Raw, SmackDown, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, let's say that for a second that actually does happen. Who's on Rhea's side? Because Rhea is not teaming with Liv, and Rhea doesn't seem like she's friendly with Nia and Tiffy either.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be that. It could easily be a women. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna do it like that. I could see a women's tag of Tiffy and just a redo of the women's tag. Tiffy and
Jax.
Nia versus Raquel and Liv, or I could see Nia Jax, Niven, and Chelsea versus, dare I say, Damage Control and Judgment Day. I could easily see Baszler and Zoe and them. They ain't got shit else to do.
Yeah, what happened to them?
So that's my point. So I mean, there's ways there. I'm grasping at straws in this, and I acknowledge that. But there's a way to get there. It's just
right.
The cash in to me would seem more easier because it's a whole 2-3 months of Nia just getting more heat for abusing her. And the fact that she doesn't have the briefcase would give even more credence to cheer for her.
Right.
And then the Royal Rumble would be a perfect way for her to be the face.
If she does indeed do that, she'd be only the second person to win the Money in the Bank and the Royal Rumble in the same year or in the same time period, because the only other person to do that was Alberto Del Rio. But I do kind of like the fact that there are a lot of scenarios of how this ends. I feel like when it comes to all of this, all roads kind of lead to Liv winning the match, because Nia doesn't necessarily need the women's crown jewel to be as dominant as she is. I mean, she's having a decent run with the title as we speak, but Liv is on top of the world right now, and just giving her that title is going to add more fuel to the fire that's making her red hot right now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. True. I think also this would be something Nia would win that would cement her year of dominance.
So you're going with Nia?
Hell yeah! I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Liv. But it's Nia's year when it comes to this shit.
And I'm going to Liv. Alright. Then we have the inaugural WWE Men's Crown Jewel Championship. We got Gunther versus Cody Rhodes. Who wins, Carlito?
Kevin Owens fucks him over. Gunther gets the win. It's happening.
Yes, I agree with that.
So Kevin Owens is going to have one hell of a night.
as strong as Cody Rhodes is, and as protected as Cody Rhodes is, he can afford a loss. Gunther.
I mean, he could afford. He lost a fucking Solo Sikoa. He took a fucking pill to Solo.
Yeah, and that's gonna haunt him for a while. But Gunther, I mean, they protect Gunther 100%, and I don't want to say Cody doesn't need it, but Cody doesn't really need it. I mean, I could make the argument Gunther really doesn't need it either.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, you have to give it to somebody, so I guess Gunther would be the right way to go.
That is true, but I mean, but Gunther, having Gunther do this is just gonna make him even bigger, and they're gonna have to build somebody to get to him. So he's just gonna be this guy on top, whooping that ass all over that roster.
Yeah. Alright. That'll conclude our coverage of WWE Crown Jewel. Join us in 2 weeks as we do a full review of this show. You don't have to worry about it. We will be watching it on the day of, probably live.
Not a replay.
Yeah, we're stopping everything we're doing. We're 100% watching. It doesn't matter if it's Thursday or what way the wind is blowing. Life stops when WWE comes on.
I mean, yeah. I mean, considering it's going to be at what? In the morning?
Okay, so like low-key, I'm probably going to wait until like the evening time on Saturday, like around 7 or 8. But I'm definitely watching it on the day of.
I mean, I'm watching it with mimosas. I cannot. I mean, sorry, fuck that. We are watching
You
it.
are watching it with mimosas, whether or not it's the morning or night.
That is not true because what happens is if it's daytime, it's a mimosa. And nighttime, it's a sparkling champagne. Sparkling lemonade. See, there you go.
Well, what I'm getting at is that there's going to be some type of alcohol involved.
You know what? It's on November 2nd. It may not be because I'm going to be working the election that day. My first sober WWE event, and God knows how long. The streak is on. Holy shit, the streak is over. I just saw that. I was like, oh shit, it's on November 2nd.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And I believe probably after the election you'll be on a bender. I won't know where you are for that event, for the next time recording.
For the record, election night I'm hiding at the bar at Hell's Kitchen. I'm not. Yep, right after. Just put me. Bingo. Beef Wellington.
Good for you. Live your best life, Carlito.
I mean, it's right across the street from me. I gotta go.
That'll conclude our coverage of WWE, Crown Jewel, and this episode as a whole. Thank you so much for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, both on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us this Tuesday. Join us this Monday, I should say, as we interviewed Lord Philip Ryzen. This Tuesday when we interview Pixel, and this Wednesday as we interview Anarchid Ash. And follow the show at Wrestling with both on Extra and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Where can we find Carlito?
Oof, man, I am Carlito. Motor City Machine Guns, new tag champs. Shout out Tanahashi versus Evil at Wrestle Kingdom 19 first match announced. Shout out. I don't know who was going to benefit from that, but whatever.
Which one?
The Tanahashi evil thing.
Yeah.
Motor City Machine, because I didn't think they would get the titles that goddamn fast. Like 2 weeks? Like,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, I would say so.
They took what AJ Styles did and said, hold my drink, bitch.
We literally had that conversation last week.
Yes.
Did I not say, like, it'll take them less than 6 months? What did I say?
We did say 6 months.
Something was 6 months. Whether it was
Yeah,
them
we did.
being fired or going back to TNA or some shit like that.
And Triple H gave us the big old fuck you.
This is correct.
He's giving everybody the fuck you, to be fair.
That was this week for WWE.
Pretty much. Oh, you don't like black people? Okay, let's put all these black folks on this card. Oh.
You're poor?
Oh.
$450, motherfucker.
Yeah. WrestleMania tickets, $1,600 just to high five Jesus. We got you. We got this new chick. We just gonna make y'all watch it on Twitter because our shit's all fucked up. Like, yeah. And the whole fuck you. Oh, Jey Uso losing too? Oh, yeah, they've been like, oh, shit, they catching hell right now. Woo, they catching hell. We didn't even say shit about AEW. That's how bad WWE was catching hell.
When AEW's having a more positive week than you, you know you're in hot shit.
Yeah, I mean, hey. Say what you will, you can get front row tickets for AEW for that much. You're practically at catering for $1,600.
You could get a flight to an AEW show, have dinner, get catering in the arena, and be front row for $450.
I mean, for $16, you could throw in a 5-star hotel stay with talent. I'm just.
You could sleep next to MJF.
Your room could be linked to Daniel Bryan or John Moxley. Marina for Shafir. No, I think they'll do Marina Shafir.
Ugh, why would you want Marina Shafir?
I'm just saying, they'll be like, hey, you could be a roommate with Cesaro for $16.
You could do cocaine with Tony for $1,600.
He'll let you produce one of the matches for $16. Shit.
You could take one of the wrestlers home with you for $1,600.
You know what I'm saying? Shit, you'll be an AEW star for a day for $1,600. Yeah, they'll make you AEW champion for a day. You know, like shit, man.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
And I thought we would have our streak of negativity towards AEW would have came to an end this episode. It's still going strong.
Wait a minute, that's not a streak. I mean, that's not negativity. We're just telling you how much value you could get at a race. We're just doing a value estimation calculator. For $1,600, you can go to the show, stay with the talent, book a match, become a superstar, win the AEW championship,
and do cocaine with Tony.
And do cocaine with Tony. I'm just shit. Yeah. That sounds like a deal to me.
I think I might become an AEW fan now.
Like a Make-A-Wish. Get the Make-A-Wish package for $1,600. Like shit, man. Just saying. I'm just saying. Tony, think about it. Call me.
Oh my god, okay. For Coleco Yachts and Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
No, I'm serious. He needs to call me. That's a good deal.
Hey, folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show. Support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.